So, hello there everybody. I've lost my hair in anticipation for TF2 Halloween. Oh, so frightened I was. So it is almost Monday, soon. Now, let me just point out, it might not be the update tomorrow. It might be Tuesday. It might be Wednesday. But there is still a very good chance it could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You name it. You get the idea. So, there is no assurances, but you've got to be prepared regardless. So I think I just got a follow there. Thank you very much. I'm obviously streaming right now. How about we go to the discussion panel so you can't see all of those things. So, how might I prepare? Well, I have put out a bunch of videos recently discussing so that all of the orangey yellow templates, as you can see with the TF2 crate on the side on that panel, these are all my TF2 videos, and I've discussed about like what prices I offer for cosmetics and war paints. I've discussed potential things to invest towards, like doing buy orders on tough break cosmetics because so many tough break cases get opened. So let's just quickly delve into some of the things I've talked over the past month and we'll just get a nice general idea. So, I hope you are prepared to quickly go to SteamDB when the alert goes off that there's an update coming, and then, wow, we've got 112,000 people playing at the moment. That's pretty cool. But patches, quickly go to the patches, you scroll down and you've got to get that, click the details to get that update. As we can see with last year, it's going to look exactly like that. We need to get all the names of the new things. So Crimson Cash Case, yeah, right there. And then you got all the new unusual names. And then you got the war paint. Okay, so war paint names aren't going to be given to you. You have to look on the the workshop, that's it. So yeah, I discussed this already. I've got videos talking about this already. If you don't know what to do, you need to go to my playlists and you need to go watch TF2 investing and buy orders playlist. So how to prepare buy orders for a TF2 update and Halloween routine investing in TF2 cases. You probably don't need to watch this video because it's a bit too late, but you definitely need to watch this video in preparation for tomorrow or the day after that. So watch that video. You have a whole lot more sense of clear mind and whatnot and what to do. So yeah, got all the names. So once you see the new patch update, you go to your links. So how are you storing your links? I'm using Session Buddy. Session Buddy is a extension on Chrome. I'm not sure if we have it on other browsers, but I have it on Chrome. I use Chrome. So Session Buddy, I can save a whole bunch of links, and when I see that new TF2 update is out, double click. Bam! I've got it all up, nice and ready, and now I can attack. Now I've just got to tweak some of these, put them in groups. You know, I need to get the names of the new cosmetics so I can start doing URL editing. I need to properly group up my sections and whatnot, and I need to be prepared for the new cosmetics, strange cosmetics, unusuals, new case key. You name it. You get the idea. So we got that, and now why don't we just take a quick look and see the where are we? Here we are. So this is the front page of the TF2 workshop. So remember, you need to go to accepted items if you want to get a quick look and see what was recently accepted, aka when the update's just been pushed, you can quickly get a double check and see, right, so if that's an all-class hat, so what's an all-class hat for a good example? Decorated veteran, right, so this is the elite grade hat, is it going to be valuable? Oh, look, it's all-class, good, and it comes in many different designs, apparently, yep. Alternate designs and whatnot. So that proved to be pretty valuable. Right now it's still selling for around $7 to $8. A little bit more, a little bit less. Depends on the time of day. So yeah, you want to double check. You want to get a quick look at what was accepted, and then you can probably get a better idea of what you want to offer with your buy orders. So we got that all nice and sorted. So you double check, you do your buy orders, you're very happy. I've discussed about what prices to put down and whatnot. Right then, so let's start answering questions after I'm done talking with all of this, and then yeah, we'll help everybody out. So I know you got questions now, chat. Let's just save that for when I'm finished doing this. And yeah, so as we know, we already invested into our cases a good couple months ago and whatnot, and certain cases like the Crimson Cash case and tough break case and whatnot. Now, very, very recently, there was a fix on quick switches, and everybody panicked, and everybody panic sold. And it seems like everybody was being very angry at the janitor that was coding TF2 at the moment, so they reversed it. So a whole bunch of quick switch cosmetics and unusuals went down in price overnight and then quickly shot back up again, because literally 24 hours later they patched it back or unpatched it, whatever you name it. So it was a bit of a worry. We thought some of these cases might be badly affected, but nope, they are fine. So let's just start off with something very specific for Halloween. Description tags. So, description tags. I did point this out to you in a video quite some time back. We're definitely going to have to go quite a far bit back, aren't we? Because I've got a whole bunch of videos. So much rust. So I did make a video fairly recently. Why does this spike in price every Halloween? Why, oh why, oh why? Well, it's because, for a very silly reason, people have found the cheapest possible thing to buy that they can then trade up with the Halloween transmutes. So during Halloween, we get the little gargoyle guy, and people want to try their best to get haunted cosmetics, and one of the ways in getting them, but they will be untradeable and unmarketable, is to keep trading with the gargoyle. Now you can get cosmetics. You could get a whole bunch of cosmetics from third-party sites and trade up 3 of them to try and get new things to, new haunted cosmetics and whatnot. But if you got money, you could just buy the cheapest available thing that can be traded up with it. The description tag. Lo and behold, right now there's 6,400 of them on the market, selling at 13 cents a piece. And if we look in the most recent history, well, as you can see in the past, it always spikes up for Halloween, but let's just be a bit more specific with last year, where it peaked up to around about 16 to 17 cents, and this year we're getting close. We're starting to get up to near that peak, but it's only going to peak when the actual Halloween update is out. So if you currently own a bunch of these, maybe you just want to wait out a little bit longer. But do be aware, we've got quite a lot of resistance here. There's very, very big fat walls right there. So when's the best time to sell? Guys, you got to look in the past. You got to look in the past, see every other time it peaked in Halloween, and just get a good idea of, alright, so the peak happened in November. Alright, peak happened on November 12, really? October 25? Yeah, you've got to just look in the past and see where it's peaked before for the best possible prices. Or do you know what? Maybe you just want to play it safe. Get a fairly okay price, you know? Maybe you only want to sell them for around 17 cents and that's enough for you. Depends how much you bought them for, innit? So, does that help you out? I understand it's very silly, but if you bought a whole bunch of these back in... how far back did I suggest it? Well, honestly, you probably need to buy it back around, like, June time. These were selling for about 5 to 7 cents each a good 3 months ago. Now they're selling for 13 cents a piece. They are likely going to be getting close to up to around 20 cents a piece. So if you bought maybe 100, 200... that's some easy free money, isn't it? And it happens every single year for Halloween. We discussed this, you got the idea, everything's flowing as expected. But do remember, you have to sell them. And we've already got a whole bunch of them selling at these quantities. That might be a bit of a problem. So you need to consider what you're doing, how you're approaching it. It's a shame there's so many big thick walls, because if all of this disappeared, if the resistance wasn't there, it could probably go up even higher. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, that's description tags. Now we're going to look at cases. And, of course, cases are starting to get more and more valuable. People are rubbing their hands in anticipation. Why? Well, as I've discussed many, many times already, we have potential new unusual effects coming. So this is still most recent. I could do most popular. And I'm not sure how far back most popular is. Is it 24 hours? I'm not sure. But yeah, we've got some very interesting, unusual cosmetic effects and, of course, taunt effects as well. So... what we really need is some god tier effects, and those tend to be insanely huge, very obnoxiously noticeable and whatnot. That's the whole idea. You want to be noticed, and that makes your hat more valuable, your unusual hat. So, yeah, if we get very good unusual taunt effects, the unusual files go up in price. If we get very, 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 very good Halloween cosmetic unusual effects, then all the cosmetic cases go up in price. That's totally understandable because everybody wants to chase the very cool looking effects. They want to get them on certain hats and certain cosmetic case collections. So they're going to open a certain case to try and get those interesting looking effects on their hats. So yeah, you get the idea. So a lot of cases will be going up in price, and the anticipation phase, for some cases, it ended earlier because everybody bought in and then started to sell. And what's currently going on is people are just still kind of buying some of these out. So quarantine collection case and confidential collection case. What price are you currently selling for? So this is now selling for $8 a piece, and I reckon the other one's selling for just a little bit less. Yep, $7.66. These came out like 7 years ago. There's not many of them left in circulation. So where did they peak last year? Last year, oh god, it just keeps climbing and climbing every single year, chat. We did discuss this in the Halloween routine video. Again, maybe you want to watch that as well. But yeah, every Halloween it goes up and up and up. The anticipation just makes it keep growing up and up and up. And it will go even higher if we get good effects. If we don't get very good effects, it might still go up a bit, but it probably will start to stagnate and then probably go down a bit. We need good effects. So yeah. These are currently the most expensive cosmetic cases. How does it look for the confidential case? Oh, actually it peaked and then it went down a bit. Huh. I wonder what happened there. It peaked in late May. Someone must have bought out an entire stock, and then maybe some people started to sell theirs early. So, chat, some people like to list theirs earlier. What I am going to quickly point out is I've done this. So look at the Tough Break cosmetic case at the moment. Chat, how many of you bought Tough Break cosmetic cases? How many of you? Because I've got like, 1,500 to 2,000 of them, maybe more. I've got probably over 2,000 to be honest. There's over 10,000 of them on the market right now. But you might sit there and say, oh no, it's doomed. No, people are preparing to sell them. They've listed theirs in preparation. They've got it all set up and ready, and if we do see very good effects being added, it's all just going to get bought out. Remember, from what we can see, so thanks to my extension Steam Inventory Helper, I can see further down. So all of this that you see here, right? So if I deduct that, that's about 3,800 are above $1. So this that we see here, I believe this is 6,500 cases all around here. So from 51 cents to $1, there are 6,500 cases. Is that correct? Does that all add up to that, really? All right, well, there you go. 6,500 cases right there. Everybody's listed them in preparation, including me. You list them at various different prices. In my currency, I'm selling them for around 80 pennies. I'm also doing it with Rust. So it's not just that account. I've got another account doing it as well, just over here. So there's nothing wrong in doing this. You got to do it because you don't want to be wasting your time trying to list them and sell them whilst you're trying to do buy orders and buying everything. I've done this out of preparation. I've done this out of... yeah, you get the idea. And other people have done it. So don't be alarmed if these case quantities on the Steam market are rising up in price. Yeah, alright, cool. So yeah, Benji, I see you got questions. What questions do you have? Please explain the rarities and the adventures of it. I will discuss that in a minute. What specifically? Is that for war paints or cosmetics? I'll discuss that in a minute if you can clarify what you're looking for. But yeah, Tough Break case. This was the case that I was anticipating doing very well and potentially reaching $1 a piece. With so many in the market currently, we'll see. We'll see. Quite a lot of them have suddenly appeared on the market. Not too surprising. I just explained why. But yeah, don't be too alarmed. But what we can also look at is the Crimson Cash case. Crimson Cash case came out last year. It's got 8 out of 10 chance of getting an all-class unusual. And it also has, for the non-all classes, one of them being a MISC. A quick switch MISC. So the Wandering Wraith and the was the Optic Nerve. So Wandering Wraith, Wandering Wraith and Optic Nerve are single class unusuals, but Wandering Wraith is a quick switch misc, very valuable, was very in demand. It lost a lot of value when they patched it, and then it went back up when they unpatched it. So that's what I mentioned earlier. So currently right now there is around 85,000 of them on the market, and they're currently selling for around 13 cents a piece. So yep, some guy's listing his now. So yeah, we discussed this for quite some time, and it looks like everybody bought them in anticipation, and then the anticipation phase ended towards the end of July, and it kind of stagnated in price because now we're all waiting to see if we get some very good TF2 unusual effects. So that happened, that's cool. Now I also thought maybe I should suggest showing off the Summer 2022 cosmetic case. Everybody's got one of these everybody's got these in their inventory. It's the only case currently dropping in TF2. So over 160,000 of them on the market. Is this a good case to open during Halloween? It's alright. Will it go up in price? There's 45,000 of them at 3 pennies. I don't think so. So if you thought that, no. What we can do though is show off the Mayflower cosmetic case. Benji, I will answer your question in a minute. It's when I get to war paints, all right? Don't worry. And cosmetics. Right, so I'll sort that out in a second then, buddy. So I also brought out this case. This has quick switch miscs in it. And, of course, they are very desirable, and people might want to get the new unusual effects on those quick switch miscs. So I did potentially anticipate this probably going up in price by quite a fair bit during the update, during the Halloween update, and potentially afterwards as well, because this case came out ages ago. If you want to quickly get a good idea of when it came out, we can go to the wiki, and it will tell me this came out in 2016, May 2016. So this is like 6.5 years old. There's only 25,000 on the market. Last year it peaked up at around 10 cents. So if I just go to last year. Yep, last year it peaked at 10 cents. This year, we've already reached it pretty much. And we haven't even had the update come out yet. During the anticipation phase, it already reached it. So, if you bought a bunch of these, it might rise up this year, but you might want to hold on for next year or the year after that. We'll see. But this just keeps rising up in price, rising in value, as less and less of them are available in the Steam market. So yeah, I've already discussed everything in regards to cases. You need to watch the Halloween routine video in my TF2 playlist. So give that a nice watch. Now, recently, someone came in and bought out a chunk of all of the haunted Voodoo-Cursed soul cosmetics. Are they cosmetics? Yeah, they are. Yeah. So all of these kind of sharply went up in price. So if you want to see the spike, I'll show you a batch of them. So yeah, there you go, right there. It was just, casually plodding along. As we get closer to Halloween, it rises up in price. But literally, someone just comes in and buys out all the stock, shoots up. So it went from around, $3.50 and shot up to around $5.50, $6. Very nice. But people are now also trying to sell them as well. I think someone was just trying to quickly do a buyout manipulation, buy out all the quantity you can and make it seem more valuable than what it actually is. But I've managed to sell a few of mine for a higher price now, so I'm not complaining. So yeah, it's happened here as well. Not as much here, but it still went up in price by quite a fair bit. So Haunted, Voodoo-Cursed Demoman Soul, he's doing pretty good. Heavy, yep, so just before this was selling for around $2, $2.10. Well, now he's gone up to about $3. Someone came in and bought out all the stock. Very nice. And my last quick example, the Sniper Soul, he didn't go up as much in price, but oh wow, someone bought one for $20, $30 almost, okay. Not sure what happened there, maybe that's just someone moving money around. So, that worked out very nicely. And now we will discuss war paint one more time. So, someone asked me, what is war paint? Well, war paint is not, okay, so my quick explanation was for like one update for two cosmetic cases, TF2 released two cosmetic cases two weapon cases where they had set set skin textures for their weapons. So I can't remember specifically what they were. I have to look it up very quickly. Where are we? Weapon case. I'll quickly look that up. Powerhouse and Pyroland. So these had set like Liquid Asset Sticky Bomb Launcher, Thunderbolt Sniper Rifle, and this one had Rainbow Grenade Launcher, Rainbow Sniper Rifle, Rainbow Flamethrower. They did that for 2 weapon cases, but then they thought, well, hang on a minute, we can just release textures. So, yeah, this is what war paints are. War paints are literally just a texture, and you can turn them into any, like, any weapon that allows it. So, yeah, here we are. Here are all the weapons that can be turned into... well, basically, these are all the weapons that you can turn your war paint into. But once you've turned it into a weapon, it's irreversible. But you can still sell what you've just made. So if I had, for example, I can't pronounce this. If I had an anodized Aloha, anodized Aloha war paint, and I chose to turn it into a scattergun, I can't reverse that. It's always going to be that scattergun. But I can sell the anodized Aloha scattergun. I can sell it, I can trade it, but it's always going to be that scattergun. Makes sense? So, that's basically it. So there's a lot of value in these because you can turn them into many different things. It's up to you what you do with it. But, once you've turned it into something, then it loses quite a bit of the value, quite a lot. So, some people do favour certain things, like a scattergun, a rocket launcher, grenade launcher. You know, there are some things that do get favoured more compared to the other things. But, But there is another thing that you also got to keep an eye out for, especially when new war paints are put out. And I didn't actually mention this. So, here we go. I don't know how I'm going to be able to search for this. I've forgotten how to do it, but I will have to remember quickly. You can search for decorated weapons. Search. And here we go. So this is showing me all the decorated weapons, but there's a better way of doing it. I think you have to type in, like, search specifically... Scream Fortress. Okay, what was the collection called last year, for example? Scream Fortress. Sorry about this. I should have been more prepared. Scream Fortress 13. So you type in Scream Fortress, enter, search. Did that make a lot less of them appear? Sort of. And you can look around and try and find some people that turn the new war paints into weapons. And of course, that's another thing to buy order. Strange, regular, unusual. There's loads of things to buy order. But what normally happens is people don't know what they're worth. So they'll probably have like a pink war paint, and they turn it into a scattergun, but they don't know how much it's worth because, well, of course, there's nothing to really reference with it. The smart thing is to reference from the war paint that they just turned it from, but they might list a $10 war painted scattergun, and they might sell it for like $3. I'll buy it and I'll sell it for $7. Does that make sense? So this is something that only more experienced TF2 people I'd suggest doing, not completely new people, right? For completely new people, you know, buying cases and just holding on to them and whatnot, that's an easier thing to do. But if you're actually experienced with TF2 and you know what weapons are likely to get used more, have a look around. Have a look around and try and find some things that you could think are a bit too cheap and then try and sell them for more. I've been successful with this before. So, Professional Killstreak Spectrum Splattered Persian Persuader. Factory new, damn. And there's hardly any people trying to buy order it. So, definitely some interesting things to look out for. So, yeah, that's even more. It's not just going to be strange. You're going to have to keep an eye out for Festivized. Killstreak. It just goes on and on and on. And with the various different qualities from field tested, minimal wear, factory new, you get the idea. There's going to be many things to look out for and buy order and purchase and sell. So, yes, that is the quick roundup. Now, gentlemen, do you want me to start answering some of your questions? I know Benji is super eager. Benji, take it away. What question do you have? So, questions and answers. The way to do it is to search for a specific skin name and look for strange and factory new. Alright, yep, that's fine. So, what's a good example? Sorry, let's just quickly go back over to here. So, freedom wrapped. Alright, that sounds cool. So, if I want to search for freedom wrapped, you don't need to search for descriptions because it'll probably bring out some of the skins from the other collections. But, yep, freedom wrapped. Now, do I want to only search for factory new? Do I want to only search for strange? I'll go with strange. Let's just go with strange. So freedom wrapped, strange. There you go. There you go. So if there's a specific war paint, that's caught your eye and you think, oh, that looks pretty cool. Oh, that looks like it'd be pretty valuable. There you go. I've searched specifically, and now all of these results have come up. Now, if you really want to try this out, you can actually URL edit. I used to do this, but it takes a long time to wait. Factory new? It doesn't exist. What if I took away the strange? It doesn't exist. But then again, Steam might be. There you go. There you go. There you go. Look, the URL edited it, and I found it. There you go. So that's another way of probably getting some interesting builders down, because it's not always going to be able to show off. It's not always going to be able to show off what has come and gone, but if it's been listed before, but there's no current listing, it won't show up in the search. But if you URL edit, then you can find things, and then you can put buy orders down. And as time goes on, you might randomly pick them up for a much cheaper price. I do this all the time. I have tons of buy orders down. Look, here we go. I'll show you on my main account. Scroll, 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 scroll. Do you see all of these random buy orders I've done on TF2 weapons and whatnot? I have picked up these things. I have picked them up for much cheaper prices, and then I sell them for their actual price, which is a lot higher, and I make a very nice profit out of it. So if you're going to sit there and say it doesn't happen, I'm going to sit here and say it's pretty much the reason why I've got so much money now. In terms of Steam Wallet, because when buy orders first appeared, I put a £1 buy order in every single possible one that was valuable, and I did buy them, and I sold them for like 3 or 4 or 5 times more, and I got a whole lot more money, and with more money I did more buy orders, and then from there on I just kept doing buy orders and making loads of profits, and now I've bought 15 Valve Indexes and 8 Steam Decks and various other things. And also, don't forget, always make sure to keep your buy order limits in check. Notice and keep an eye on what you can actually offer. All right, don't get stuck. If you get stuck, you can't do any buy orders. So I can do around $5,000 of buy orders on this account, and same here, and like 4,500 here. I've forgotten to write the one out of here. I had to calculate it, but I'll do it later. So chat, I said I wanted to do some questions and answers. Here we go. What's your questions? Let's give you answers. Benji, what is your question? Have you pre-listed your Crimson Cash cases? No, I'm not going to list mine. I have too many. I'm only going to list them if we get good effects. If we get good effects, then I will sell my Crimson Caches. But I can easily just hold on to them. I held on to my Tough Break cases last year. I looked at it and I thought, I reckon it could be higher next year. And I just wasn't really in the mood to sell. So there you go. But this year, I'm in the mood to sell, and then when it's November, when I expect them to go down in price, I'll buy them back again. You want rarities? Benji, it's exactly the same as CSGO. So if I did... So Benji's question is, can you please explain TF2 rarities to me? So if you go to TF2 Grades on the wiki, here you go, right there. It explains it all here. So, alright, so you know CSGO, don't you, Benji? Strange is Stat Trek, and weapon grades are exactly the same format as CSGO weapon skins. Exactly the same. They literally copied and pasted it. So, even though TF2 came out before CSGO and introduced trading and whatnot, CSGO introduced this format of case skins and whatnot, and layered different tiers and trade ups and whatnot, and they took that from CSGO and then put it into TF2. So it was quite interesting how that developed. But this is literally CSGO, Benji. It's just we don't have weapon skins and cases. we get cosmetics in a case and war paint cases. And let me tell you, don't buy order war paint cases. They get incredibly cheap very quickly. It's okay to buy order the war paint key, but for the love of God, do not buy order war paint cases. Leave them be, alright? Trakmer says, unusuals are 1% chance of being unboxed, and strangers are the stat tracks with a 10% chance from a case. So yeah. But yes, you can buy order war paints. That's fine. Don't buy order war paint cases, but don't buy order war paint cases, but you can buy order war paints. And if you want to understand what prices to maybe offer for the war paints themselves, well, very, very recently I did do a video explaining that, what prices I offer for war paints per grade. Right there. It's all on the catalogue. I sit there and talk for about 26 minutes. How long have I talked for now? 30 minutes. Blimey, that went by very quickly. But yeah, as you imagine, I do have quite a lot to talk about. I have a lot of experience with this. So, if we get bad effects, will the prices of cases plummet? No, they would just probably stagnate. So, Disaster, your question is, if we get bad effects, will the prices of cases plummet? No. If you want a good example, go take a look at 2020. 2020 didn't have good effects. So, if we go to cases again, if we look at Tough Break case, I want to look at 2020. So, 2021 had a very nice peak, but the year before that, oh, look at that. Right, in fact, we could look at 2019 and 2020. Do you notice something? 2019 had a pretty decent peak there. But 2020, oh, look at that, it's horrible, it didn't get anywhere, it's horrible. It still went up at a higher price, it just didn't really get anywhere. Maybe this isn't the best case to show. Maybe I want to look at the likes of Quarantine. Or Gargoyle. Gargoyle's a good one. Gargoyle, how are you doing, buddy? How is everything? You're currently selling for around $6 a piece with 466 on the market. Very nice, very cool. So let's just scroll down. So let's see how you've been. Oh, you've been progressing very nicely. Are you going to beat your peak from last year? Let's find out. At one point, you're selling for around $8 to $9. Will he beat it this year? Let's find out. But it peaked at around that price last year. But the year before that, 2020, oh dear. So, let's just get a nice quick comparison. This is the 2019 peak at around $2.50 to $3. And then the year after that, it peaks at around the same. This had less quantity in 2020, but it hardly went higher than the 2019 one. So, yeah, it will peak, but it won't peak that highly. That's the answer I can give you. Is that nice for you, Mr. Disaster? Are you satisfied with that answer? Benji wants me to explain holiday restricted Halloween and full moon. That's a good one. That's a good one that I haven't actually explained properly. So to get that link, I have it prepared here. There we go. I'm going to bring it over here. So you might be aware. Oh, okay, it's a different link. Oh, what if I just copy it and paste it? And I broke them. All right, there we go. So there is a specific. Let me elaborate. So there are bonus things, bonus cosmetics that you can get when you open certain cases. So, for example, and it does mention it on the case description. Do you see it here? So this is Crimson Cash case. If we scroll up, do you see here? Case exclusive bonus items. Poopy Dough, Batter's Beak, War Dog, Miami Rooster, Computron 5000, Corpse Carrier. What are these? Well, it's these cosmetics. Now, these are cosmetics that you can buy and sell. They can only be opened as an extra by opening certain cosmetic cases. You need to go through all of them. It's the Halloween cosmetic cases. It's the Halloween ones. And these can only be worn during Halloween and full moon. That's a TF2 event. So during all of October, pretty much, you can wear all of these effects. And during full moons, which lasts a day or two, then you can wear these again. And you can wear them on community servers that allow it regardless. So, what you see here, the way I managed to get the description for this was I went into a holiday restricted cosmetic. I copy pasted this, so copied that, right? And then I went to here and I did a description search. Paste, search. There we go. Right. So I didn't want to have haunted. So did I make... Yeah, I made it uniques only. Because all of the holiday restricted Halloween and full moon cosmetics that are new will be unique. So you might be confused when you see that there's Corpse Carrier. It's not working for some reason. Steam has been weird recently. It's exactly the same. What's wrong? Steam has been weird recently. I'm not sure why this isn't working all of a sudden. Holiday restriction, Halloween. You weren't there. You weren't there. What's going on? What have I done wrong? Chat, this is weird. If I copy pasted this and put it here, will it work? It doesn't work for some reason. So, oh, no, there you go. So, yeah, be prepared. Steam is being weird at the moment. It might be even worse during the Halloween update. So be prepared. Be prepared. So, yeah, lovely things to be wary of. What else? What other questions do you possibly have? Why do I have Cosmetic Collection 2020 in your links? Oh, with this. So there, what you see here with my prepared links is this is more of a reminder. Now the reason why I have it searching for a specific collection is because I would turn that off, and when the new collection, the new cases come out, every now and then I have to quickly go ahead and see, well, okay, where's that new collection? And then I can specifically search for it. And there you go. Let's just use Summer 22 as an example. And then this is one of the ways in which I can quickly find out if a new cosmetic has appeared on the market, and then I can do my buy orders. Makes sense? I split between URL editing and generalized searching. This is generalized searching. But you can't search for it immediately. It takes a while for the Steam market to load up the name or load up the name of the collection. It's weird. It is weird. So yeah, that is why I have it. It's more of a reminder. I know I gave you the things. Oh, now you want to talk about Taunts. Right. Trakmer says you didn't check the box for the Halloween restricted thing. Didn't I? That would explain it. Right, okay then. Oh, I know what you're on about. So Halloween restrict... Okay, so look at this. The reason why it didn't work is because I didn't click include descriptions in search. So Halloween restricted unique. Will this work now? I probably have to keep it capitalized. Let's try that once more. Halloween restricted. Maybe I'll have to get the full wording out. So what I'll do now is I'll just do what is his name? Poopy Dough. I don't make the name. Oh, Poppy Dough. Oops. I don't make the names, they decide them. So Poopy Dough right here. So if I can just get that, copy the text. I'll go here. So you do include descriptions and search, paste in that, search unique only, search, and there you go. Thank you, Mr. Trakmer. That is why it didn't work. I didn't click that. You need to have that when you search for that. So that's how I got that link to work. And then I do them by quantity or prices, because when the new ones first appear, right, they're not going to be like, there's not going to be much of them. There's not going to be a lot of them. But to buy order Halloween restricted cosmetics isn't necessarily the best thing to put your money towards. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it isn't. If I were to search prices, so cheapest, no, I want to go most expensive. Most expensive to cheapest. Yeah, Pyro Shark is now selling for about $1.20, $1.30. So if you manage to get that for a cheap price, good job. But a lot of these get fairly cheap fairly quickly. Again, the best option is probably to offer between 8 pennies to 10 pennies for one of these Halloween restricted cosmetics. Sound good? Right. I've got another question. Benji now wants to ask me questions on Discord, so I'm sure you are aware that I have a Discord if you want to join, if you want to ask questions. Yep, Benji, I will look at your question here. Okay. So Benji, you got to put the effort in if you want to do that. I gave Benji my links here because he wanted them. And he's not very happy that I didn't put the effort in to write down all the listings for the war paints and whatnot. Benji, you've got to start learning and put the effort in yourself. I'm sorry to say that, but if you want super knowledgeable with the likes of war paints and whatnot, I don't. So you're sitting there saying you don't understand TF2. Stick with the cosmetics, all right? Stick with the cosmetics. Benji. Stick with the cosmetics and unusuals and you'll feel a whole lot more comfortable. That's the best answer I can give you. Alright? This is me talking a whole lot about lots and lots and lots and lots. I know you want to understand, but the only way you're going to understand is if you play the game, if you watch some the previous videos I put out. I don't know any other way of explaining it to you. I'm very, very sorry. Put in the time. Yes, that's quite literally the answer. I've shown you how to get the searches and how to get the things done. Like, if you know how to set up builders in CSGO, you'd know how to do it with TF2 as well. I know it's a bit mean to say, but I can't handhold you. I can only show you so much. For the specifics that you want, you need to figure that out. Primers is now asking, teach him about cosmetic qualities and unusuals. Okay, right, well, this is going to be a bit of a problem. Because, Benji, I have discussed these things. I have videos talking about it. But for some reason, it's not getting through to you. And that's a worry, because if these two videos haven't properly explained to you how to get set up and working, I don't know what to do or say. And as well as the extra videos I've done fairly recently, like with what prices I offer for war paints and what prices I offer for the new cosmetics, I am a bit worried in regards to you. Like, you don't sound like you're in the best of positions to try this out. I can only do so much to help you out. I can only do so much to explain as much as I can to you. But now I've talked for about 42 minutes. I've just checked. So, yeah, like Shetz says it best. Hedge can only do so much to help us, and then it's on us for us to make a profit off what we learn from Hedge. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be from me. Again, if you get invested into the game in regards to actually playing it and enjoying it and whatnot, you have a whole much better understanding of what people like, what people want, what prices they're probably going to offer. I have experience. That's what you don't have, Mr. Benji, as an example. I've been doing this for about 8 years. And I've been doing buy orders specifically. I've been working with the Steam market specifically. And it's very hard to properly take out all the knowledge from my head and just throw it all at you and keep it condensed and keep it in a manner in which you can understand. There comes a point where you have to just go give it a shot and see the results and learn from that yourself. And I'm very sorry if that sounds a bit mean, but yeah, as Shet said, I've given you a lot, but now that you want specifics, you have to find those specifics now yourself. I can help a bit more maybe after all this on Discord, but there's only so much I can help you as someone in your position that you don't play TF2 that much. Does that make sense? I only understand some arbitrage things, like looking TF2 brag mistakes. That's the only way I make money from TF2 yet. I saw you bought some things. Benji, if you want, you could just probably stick with unusuals. $10 on the blues, $10, yeah, $10 to $15 on all unusual hats. That's going to be reasonably fine. If you specifically, and that's another thing, if you specifically focus something, you're going to get there faster, usually, compared to everybody else that's generalising. Because I go for so many different things all at once, I'm not always going to be the fastest. And I've accepted that. But because I put my fingers in so many different things, as time goes on, I eventually pick those cheap things up. It's just how it works. I recently bought a summer 2022 heavy cosmetic hat for fairly cheap. It took 2 or 3 months, but I bought it for around $18, and then I sold it for $60. I don't. Oh, I might have it on the Discord. Actually, I would have bragged. I would have bragged. But yeah, it's silly because, as I mentioned many times before, a single class hat typically wouldn't be that in demand, but because it had a decent effect, to my luck, I sold it for a very decent price. Yep. So back then, when the pound was stronger, that was a very nice profit. So yeah. So yes. There's a lot of videos here. There's a lot of Rust videos. I'm sorry, TF2 people. There's more Rust content, and I make a whole lot more profits from Rust because there's more Rust content. It's just the way it is. If we have more TF2 content every week, I'll be able to discuss it all the time. And one of the sad things is after Halloween, there's only Christmas, and then after that, we've got to wait until Halloween all over again. Well, maybe summer, but yeah. This is just the way it is with TF2, isn't it? My apologies. I'm sorry, but that is the way it is. So, gentlemen, do you have any other questions? TF2 is very complicated. It's so old that it has a lot of tiny systems. Yes, unless you actually play the game and understand all the little things, you wouldn't know what to do. And it's the safest thing I can say, Benji, for someone in your position. If you aren't fully confident in what it is or how it works, don't go near it. Stick with the more grounded things. Stick with the things that you can actually understand how it works and whatnot. Don't go for the weird, stranger things. I think you wanted to discuss unusual taunts. Well, that gets weird as well. Just to set the tone. Unusual taunt. So we can't get an unusual taunt until someone actually applies an unusualifier. So if I did Carlton, we have the unusualifier for the Carlton and the actual unusual taunt, the Carlton. Now the thing is, because with the unusualifier, it's random for what effect you can get. But this would be more valuable than the Carlton because the very cheapest Carltons probably have the not very good effects. But then you can also see Carltons that are very valuable because they have very, very good effects. Most likely Halloween restricted, Halloween limited unusual effects. So the most expensive one, no, that's got Mega Strike. What are you doing there? Haunted Phantasm. There you go. Haunted Phantasm. This was a special effect that was brought last year, I believe. Or was it the year before? But you get the idea. That was only available for a short, limited amount of time. Therefore, it's more valuable. So it's unfortunate because that's selling for around 10 times the price of what the highest buy order is. Do you understand how things can get weird? Because on the other side of things, these have very meh effects. Silver Cyclone, Midnight Whirlwind. Nobody wants them, but unfortunately people do unbox them and they are going to dump them on the Steam market. That's why the buy orders only go up to a certain point, because people don't want to risk spending too much money or offering too much money and then being given a bad unusual effect. Yeah, that's basically it. And, you know, that also applies with the likes of cosmetics and whatnot. You might notice, here's the thing with the cosmetics. You might notice that the prices of cosmetics, unusual cosmetics, they go down in price after Halloween. Why? Because they're no longer dropping the Halloween restricted, the limited Halloween effects. They're now offering the general ones. Do you see this? Do you see how it has the general bunch up to Disco Beatdown? So these are the general ones that are always available when it's not Halloween and when it's not Christmas time. So for 10 months of the year, you can get all of these effects. Now these effects are specifically attached to the case. This specific case. So yeah, when we start dropping when we start getting the cases, the new case, when we get the new case, and when it's no longer Halloween anymore, when the patch is gone, and it starts dropping the random, generic effects, the values of the unusual hats go down by quite a lot. quite quickly because nobody wants these and they get dumped on the market. So yeah, that's how it is. That's how it be. So be prepared for that. Okay, so does anybody else have any other questions? We're up to 50 minutes now. I did not intend for this to happen, but it's happened. And I have people here that want to do a giveaway. Chat, I think we've said a decent amount. Apple Juice says, I invested a lot into the Mayflower cases and then panic sold them when they updated the quick switch. I still have about 1,000. Should I hold them? Yeah, I'd just probably hold them, mate. I would just probably hold them. We haven't even had the new update come out yet. Wait and see what we get, and then we decide whether we want to sell our cases or not. Like, I haven't got my Crimson Cash cases listed yet, but here we are. So, yep, that's all good, chat. I'm sorry if that was such a very, very random batch of things. Do you think CSGO cases are a good investment? Yes, but this is TF2. Alistair, that's a whole different thing, mate. I can offer you my opinions as best as I can, but this is TF2, and I think that's a wrap. So, guys, I will be streaming doing my buy orders on Twitch, twitch.tv, hedgesn. I mean, I could just probably just bring this over, and look, there I am. Yay! Twitch.tv hedgesn. Got a decent batch of people watching me, asking questions, and we're about to do some giveaways, because that's what we do. We enjoy each other's time, enjoy each other's presents, and now we're going to give away presents, gifts, giveaways. Yeah, you get the idea. So, I hope to see you there. It's probably going to be tomorrow or Tuesday. Most likely Monday or Tuesday would be the best bet. Last year it came out on a Tuesday. I'm expecting the possibility that it might happen again. So that's that. Gentlemen, I also have a Discord if you want to join that as well. We do have our own TF2 section. So, yep. If you join, I usually have the link in my YouTube descriptions. You'll appear here and say, hey, but you won't see everything. You need to go to the self role and you need to apply to what roles you want. So if you like TF2, for example, you need to click the TF2 button, and then the TF2 section will open up to you. And then you have a nice discussion section right there available to you, and you can talk to like-minded people who can help you out with things, or you can just discuss investments and whatnot. That's what we do. That's what we like. So, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you have a very lovely Halloween update. I need to breathe.